Hello, good evening and welcome to Most Haunted Live from Merseyside, northwest England. Tonight is our final night of 7 nights of thrilling paranormal investigation. Stay with us as we bring the search for evil to its climactic close.
Yes, you are welcome indeed to the climax of a truly astonishing week-long paranormal investigation. Over the previous 6 nights, Yvette Fielding and the team have been on the trail of poltergeists, apparitions, dark phantoms, voices from the grave, lost souls, and last night, night terrors. Tonight, though, promises to be truly terrifying. Before we reveal the details, let's meet the man who's going to guide us through the first hour of the show and then stay with us all the way until midnight, the witching hour, Julian Clegg. What a week it's been, and what I particularly loved about this week is the fact that Interactive and the viewers at home have guided the investigations most nights. They've really helped us this week.
It's been extraordinary. I love it because we're giving the vigil, the investigation team ideas of where to go, what to expect, the things people have seen on the webcams. That's what it's all about. It's brilliant. And
tonight, the grand finale, the place has been a buzz all day here in the beautiful St George's Hall in Liverpool. But before we explain more about that, what's happening in the next hour, Julian?
Well, Paul, in a moment I'll be speaking to Yvette and Carl about what we might expect tonight, the final night of this Most Haunted Live, when the team will be searching for demons right here in St George's Hall on Merseyside. Will it be as dramatic as last night? You'll have to stay tuned and find out. I think it might be. But first, here's a taster of what's coming up in the first hour.
Well, my wife Sian was the fan first, and she kind of introduced me to it.
We'll sit down and make sure no one's coming, the phone's off the hook, and just make sure we don't get disturbed at all while we're watching it.
Now you probably didn't hear that, but then as I'm concentrating on that, there's this click, 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 like little knocking noises, going on.
Yes, I think it's going to be quite a night, and that's even before we get to the main investigation at 9 o'clock, so stay tuned right here on Living. Now it's time to meet the stars of the show. They're sitting with me here right now in St George's Hall on Merseyside. A big hand for Yvette Fielding and Carl Beattie. I'm good. Like, actually, 7 nights has flown by. I know it's a bit sort of cheesy, but I mean it, actually. Hasn't it gone quick?
It's gone really, really quick. Midway, it was sort of like you're thinking, goodness gracious, we've got so many more nights to go, but it's really flown by. It's been great fun and very frightening.
And your shirts have got better and better with every single day.
Yeah.
Thank you, that's very kind of you. Now, very importantly, how's David? That's what I've been worrying about.
Everybody's been worried about David. David, our sound man, took a turn for the worse last night, right at the end of the show. Very frightening. He's absolutely fine, raring to go tonight. And he actually said to me, if anybody's chosen to go anywhere, I want to be in the mix. I want to be a part of it. So, very, good on him.
What do you think, Carl?
Well, I've known Dave for 15 years. I've known him for a very long time, and he's a very fit guy. And I've never known him to be ill. I've never known him certainly to be in a situation like that. So to see that was quite distressing. But it almost seems like whatever it is that's there picks on new members of the crew. And it's kind of happened to us all at some point, but it really took David off his feet last night. And the paramedics were brilliant, I have to admit.
Well, and thanks to the ambulance team who looked after David. Let's have a look at what happened.
Brian Stewart's just saying something's pushed his face, like sort of pushed to one side.
You okay? You all right, David?
You all right?
David?
I'm feeling sick and dizzy.
David's on the verge of collapsing.
George wants to come up, is he? Okay.
Oh God, it's not good. Not good at all. Can you whoa.
He wants to come up, is he okay?
You all right? Get some water. Get some water.
Water. Oh.
Get some water, yes, please.
Really
yes.
dry.
You're all right. Do you want to lie down for a little bit? Why don't you just rest your head? I think we've got a problem with David here. We've got getting a paramedic straight away. He's absolutely burning up. I don't know what's going. Oh my God! I have to say, Paul, I really need to pass you back to the studio because I'm so concerned now about David.
Anyway,
my head is thumping like crazy. Like,
did you bang it when you fall? Do you think?
I don't know. I don't know whether I felt because my neck's really hurting, like I've hit myself.
He complained about pain down the back.
So you don't actually remember falling, David, no?
Right, steady now. I'm on your way out. Okay.
That's where the ambulance is.
Okay. Right, turn the door now.
And everyone on Most Haunted Live wants to thank the Birkenhead ambulance crew and paramedics for looking after David so well. I saw him in the hotel a little bit later, and I know you were saying to me, Yvette, you thought you ought to perhaps not sleep alone. I mean, it was that serious, wasn't
Yes,
it?
I was sort of like ringing people up going, can we get a twin room? Could we get a twin room? Maybe, Carl was going to sort of, I was saying, Carl will sleep in the same room, because I know how it feels when you've sort of done something like a Ouija board and you've been affected like that. The last thing you want to do is be on your own. But he was fine, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he was very shaken, obviously, last night. But after the paramedics, Chris and Alan gave him a full sort of looking at in the back of the ambulance. They asked him if he wanted to go to the hospital, which Dave became more compass as the moments went on, and he ended up by saying, no, I'm fine. He's still very shaken when he got back to the hotel, but what he needed was a really good night's rest, which is what he had. And this morning, absolutely raring to go. I mean, he's a great trooper, and he's a good friend. So
happy ending, surely.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know about endings, but deep holes, wells last night. My goodness. So I just thought I'd bring that in, but wasn't that one of the scariest things of the week, going down on those hoists?
It was fantastic. I was so excited. But then as we got further and further down and it got darker and darker and darker, I thought, what are we doing? This is just madness.
And people were saying they'd seen skulls at the bottom on the webcams, by the way, so I was thinking, oh my goodness.
Oh, marvellous. Well, the trouble was that there was at one point you saw like a dog chew, like a little rubber bone down there, and you thought, I wonder which wicked so-and-so threw their dog bone down there, and I wonder if the dog followed it. But when you got down to the bottom, it was only then it hit you. There was no escape. No matter what happened down there, you could not get out. You couldn't get out quickly. There was no door to run away through. And it actually became really scary. I don't know if that came across, but there were noises down there.
There were noises, tapping noises. And I sort of was leaning down, because we didn't have David with the boom, so I was leaning down hoping that the radio mic would pick up the taps. They were very soft, but they were there.
Oh, and let me guess. Kath was put in the bedroom on her own.
Oh, I don't know how that happened. I love that bit. Apparently Paul Ross said, was it Kath Howe? Should be called Kath Y.
Yes. And I think she had a scary time, clearly, because we were watching her. And in fact, when we were talking about that webcam, as that happened, she sort of jumped up in bed with a start. I mean, it was quite a night. Great location. Now, questions on the phone again tonight.
Cool.
So let's go to Rianne, who's on the line from Kent. Hi, Rianne.
Hi, Julian.
Good evening. And what's your question?
Hi, Bette. Hi, Carl.
Hello there.
Hi. My question is, out of all the spirits you've met over the years, which one scared you the most?
Oh, blimey, I suppose, if I'm honest, so far, dare I say its name, the one that we've been in communication with over the Ouija board the last few nights. Really quite frightening and very clever, if we're to believe what we're getting on the Ouija board. And I do think there is something not very nice out there. So it scared me to the point where I didn't want to sleep in my hotel room on my own.
I think for me there's been many different things we've picked up that we can't explain, and that's the one thing that is what we look for, is stuff we can't explain. I think there was something happened to you at Tyndale Farm where you were taken over that time. But again, the thing that happened to Stuart Torrevell when we were, he was taken off his feet and basically beaten up in front of us, and the ancient ram in, which is horrific. But also this seems to have been some sort of this building up of this week and
following you around.
Yeah, and it's like the name, if you